Hi, this is Cecilia from Tarot by Cecilia, and this is your weekly tarot guidance for the week of May the 2nd through the 8th of 2016. Wow, this is not only our first full week of May, it's amazing how far we've come already, and this is also our first full week of Mercury retrograde, which this one has been talked about quite a bit. And the reason is that this is the first time in about 10 years that there are 5 planets retrograde. So, this is a big time period, timeline. Yeah, there are things going on. So, also this week, we have a lot of Taurus energy going on. On the 6th, we will have a new moon in Taurus. And off the top of my head, we currently have the Sun, Mercury, and Venus, also in Taurus. And Venus likes being there, so that's a good thing. Now, as for the cards, let me tell you, this week, you're really into this Mercury retrograde, as well as all of the others. And the focus just keeps going backward. What is left to do? What is left to take care of? It's kind of like, let me go slay this dragon once and for all. Let me get rid of it, get past it. So whatever you're taking care of, this is a good thing. Very often I have people request personal readings from me, and I ask for a little bit of information. And one of the things that they fail to see is how where you've been affects where you're going. Okay. And I often ask, what's been going on? They just want to know what's coming this way because they want to get past it. But we really need to look at sometimes what's been happening. Now, this is what this week is about. All right. That looking back. So in order to make a change and create a vision for the future, you need to focus your vision on the past and just get it done. Because what it creates is, a lot of positivity in your life. Maybe even some renewal of faith in the universe. That kind of like, I got this far. That saying, you've survived your life up until this moment, something like that, and how it goes. But what it's trying to tell you is that, all those days that you thought you couldn't, you did. You're here. You're listening today. It's that kind of a thing. So you're actually able now to look back and say, wow, I really did survive it all. I'm good. Maybe everything's not the way you want yet, but you're, I think, amazed by your own courage and determination. So some important news also coming your way this week. I don't know what that is. I have more of a feeling that this is where, for many of you, that person crops up from the past. I'm going way back. Not necessarily from last year or last month. I'm talking about, wow, like, where did they come from? They just suddenly decided to reappear in your life. So here you are. You've survived a lot. And I think you take a good hard look at this person. What do you think you're going to do about it? Now, I have to apologize for the wind because people will comment, but it is very windy here on occasion, and it prevents me sometimes from doing my work. But we're going to keep on doing this today. Now, finally, the feeling of, breaking out. Sorta, kinda. I think you're seeing where you can take care of issues and you can free yourself from what you thought was uh, like a prison. And a lot of it was created in your own mind. You had circumstances going on around you, and you just kept trying to fight that battle. It's time to just put things to rest. Really put things to rest, all right? Take the retrograde cue here and do some of the stuff. Renew, restore, relax. And this is for yourself, all right? Especially with all of this Taurus energy. And Taurus likes to have all those good things. When I say this, I'm actually thinking for those of you who can afford it or who like to do it, things like manicures, pedicures, spa treatments, uh, you know, a new hair color. But for goodness sake, whatever you do not go to a new business that you've never tried. Go to your, tried and true, reliable hairdresser, your manicurist, your massage therapist, whoever it is that will bring you some relief and allow you to relax and feel good about yourself. All right? So you can do these things with this energy so long as you don't say, let me go try this place out. No. You're going to walk out and go, oh my God, I need a bag over my head. That type of thing. So we don't want that happening. Just remember that. So, finally, feeling in some ways that you can focus a little bit toward security, like taking back your power kind of thing. So change is coming. But, there's a lot of karma involved here. Now, as far as, all of the responsibilities that you've had and the burdens that you carry forward with you, you've had to do a lot of this yourself. What you're seeing, if you allow yourself to see it, is the hard times changing to fulfillment. So where there was lack, there can be fulfillment, even though we're in the midst of all of this retrograde energy. But just be careful because, a lot of this feels like it could have a temporary effect. In other words, that person who comes back, do they stay? All right? You may want them to stay, but they may not be ready to stay. Some interesting things here. I don't know what's making me say all this, but I'm really feeling like there's a lot going on. So, you just want to go forward, rapid movement. But I'm telling you, I think you get a lot of information, a lot of stuff, past stuff coming in, all right? Can kind of impede the fun quotient a little bit. Well, we are in May. Now, for many in the northern hemisphere, this is a month where things start to get warmer. And in the United States, Memorial Day is approaching. So the weather tends to get a little bit better. Up here we have a saying, April showers bring May flowers. The weather this year was not so right to do this, but we'll see what happens with that, because it's just a general time of feeling good. Now, stability. There is this, and I don't think it's a bad thing, all right? I think in reviewing, there's a lot of reviewing going on here with these retrogrades. Okay, remember I said re. So there's a lot of reviewing going on here. Okay, pardon me, I cut myself off. So we're going to see if I can splice these together, because I don't want to have to go back and do it again. And it just wouldn't be the same, I'm sure. Now, I was talking about the reviewing. This is different. You see, all that has happened to you has changed you. It's changed you a great deal, more so than you possibly realize. So now when you review your life and what you want in your life, you're thinking a whole lot differently. So retrograde, oh my goodness. I mean, you also have Pluto retrograde, remember? And Pluto asks you to go within and see what's going on. What are you willing to accept as to how you lead your life now? Some really big stuff here. It shows it up like it's not such a big deal, but really, truly it is, because it's change that's coming from within. So how you feel about situations, people, different things, this is, big stuff for you, because it's going to determine where you're actually headed. Now, for many of you, there is this whole just trying to, play it easy through the retrograde thing, trying to just juggle life as much as you can, and especially when it comes to financial matters that can crop up. Not necessarily big ones, just the idea that that with so many retrograde planets that things can come along that you didn't anticipate. So it's always a good idea. I spoke the other day on one of my recordings about doing the things that are necessary, like calling your regular mechanic, getting your vehicle in, get it checked out, Make sure you have an oil change. Make sure your brakes are good. Things of that nature, all right? Now, with regard to work, you've entered a time where if you're already employed, it's just best to stay there, okay? You might be eyeing some new job opportunities, but if you can kind of play it off for a little while longer, and where you can accept it at a better date, I think June 8th, June 12th, somewhere in there, I think it will be something that you could possibly really enjoy. Now, I know there'll be a lot of questions about that because everybody needs an income, so it's not always possible to do this. So my answer is usually just take the job, live your life. Some things you have to do. So remember that. Now, with regard to balance in general, okay, being, calm and nurturing. I see a lot of nurturing here. So, if the pace slows down a little bit, you may find yourself, kind of just nurturing those around you as much as you can. I always say be careful not to overdo it because it has a tendency to backfire on you. But really, this week, you have some things happening here. All right. Personal crossroads. And what to do about them. Wow. I'm telling you, this is amazing because you are doing things that pertain to the past, which allow you to look forward, which allow you to take back some form of control in your life. We're talking unknown territory here. This is like the first time in years, many years, because most of your lives have been in a certain mode for a very, very long time. So all of a sudden, you're like, yeah, I'd like to do that. I don't know what it'd be like, but, you know what I'm saying? Like a whole fresh new start and really even a new perspective on things. So this is interesting. Now, trying to rein in your willpower. This seems to be important for so many of you, trying to figure things out, like taking charge, all right? It could be, when you're reviewing, there are things that you're going to say to yourself. Yes, I need to go on that diet. I need to do that exercise program. Whatever it is that's been going on, it's all part of the process. There is just so much. I think there's so much time spent thinking that you often wonder, if you can accomplish as much. But you are getting things done. Remember that. Now, trying to move away from, just the whole, what do we want to call it here? Where you've been stuck. Yeah. Where you've been stuck. There are some changes coming. And, freedom from these change. Like suddenly breaking free. There are decisions, choices that you're making. So that's why I said, you're kind of like, you hit a crossroads this week. But I think that you'll be surprised at what those crossroads are and how you react to situations that come up. They're probably not things that you anticipate. Let's put it that way. And I find this to be very, very interesting. So change, fulfillment, success. Isn't that amazing that that's all possible with 5 planets retrograde? I'm telling you, this is a very important time that you'll not soon forget. Things are going on, and hopefully some things that really take you forward. Now it's time to put down some extra cards and see what we've got. Definitely, oh my goodness, definitely a lot of past karma stuff coming up. Things that have happened, people from the past. Oh my goodness. But there's something coming in, something this week that finally, you see, you've waited for a long time for the universe to hand you some things. Now, some of you may be aware, all right, of what it already is. Like if you start that new job or you sign those papers, but it gives you reason to celebrate. And it feels like there's also some new friends to be made. I like that. Kind of just like people hanging out. Could even be people that you know online. I know I'm enjoying my new group, Tarot by Cecilia, the group. Many of you have joined, and we hang out and we talk there. I do put some of my posts there, but, we hang out and we talk. So it's a nice community thing where we can get together and be with like-minded individuals. And that's how this feels, is that ability to, enjoy some part of this week. All right. It's not entirely spent looking backward. So there is at least one situation that will come to an end. Most definitely. It could even have some papers involved. Now, this can be many things. Some of you are looking to sell property. Some of you are looking to, settle some legal matters, get a divorce, all these different things. So some things are finally going, all right, something's happening now. But, offers and things that happen at this time, obviously, they need to be considered carefully, I do feel. So, what are we going to do about it? I think that there's something really good coming in this week. I really, truly do. It's what helps you end things. And how can I best put it? It helps you sever a commitment. Sever a commitment. So you have renewals going on this week, and you have severance at the same time. Interesting things, really interesting things. And, as far as, things that are happening, see, there can be abundance and fulfillment in the midst of all of this energy. There really, truly can. Kind of like turning your back on the chaos is the best way I can put it. Because there's something happening that allows you to know that your life is being reborn. And I'm going to go back to where I said about the review and how you feel now about things that are happening. This is very interesting. So you're really changing your entire outlook on life. So it's not just that you feel reborn. It's that you're like, you know what? I don't want to lead my life in that way anymore. I want to be happy. That review has to do with your happiness. And if life hasn't been too fun, it's how to put the fun back in. So there's some really good new beginnings here, and you're going to do them in a very creative way. And I know by the time I figure out how to put these two recordings together, this is going to be a long weekly. But, I'm telling you, it's going to be an interesting one. So I want to thank you all for listening, and I'll see you here again next week. Take care.